telling somebody to go to hell, it's just gonna do it for me every single time. It really is. It's always just gonna get the message across. If it's gonna do anything, it's gonna express my feelings, because sometimes it's really that simple. Just go to hell. That's all I have to say to you. Get a one-way ticket to hell, no layovers, just go straight there, and yeah, that's it. Send me a postcard. Actually, don't Go fuck yourself definitely has her moment, definitely has a time and place, but go to hell, she's always gonna be my number one. She's always gonna be my go-to, because some of you really just go to hell. Pretty standard rule of thumb, anytime you see or hear anything that's being referred to as a life hack, just get ready to see the whole bunch of fuckery that's literally just gonna do nothing but waste your time and ruin your entire day, probably. Honestly, just hearing the term alone, life hack, I'm already pissed off. Despite all of the dumbass life hack videos that push me to my fucking limit, whoever shared the life hack that if your hands or arms fall asleep and you get that like numb, tingly pins and needles feeling, if you just twist your neck a few times, it goes away in seconds. Oh, you devoured with that one. That legitimately changed my life. I'm being so serious. I do that every day. That's actually, I probably need to see a doctor, but I love you. I love whoever shared that with the world. I will literally marry you. I will bear your children. You saved me. You saved me. I don't know, maybe that's like common knowledge, but I had to learn that one on my own, the old fashioned way, through a life hack video. And thank God that was actually a good one. I just feel like if I needed to, like, gun to the head, do or die scenario, I genuinely feel like I could build a house. I don't even think that I'm delusional. Like, I feel like I'm the opposite of delusional. I feel like compared to most people, I'm pretty level-headed. So what does that say? I'm being so serious. If I just had like a couple YouTube tutorials, I genuinely feel like I could figure it out. Like, and I don't even mean like that, like amateur hour pussy shit on Survivor where it's just a few branches and leaves. I mean like a 2-story Victorian home with indoor plumbing. Electrical looks challenging. That I feel like that might be a bit advanced for my skill set, but I don't know. Irrigation just makes sense to me. I just think I could do it. And I don't even think that I'm one of those people who can like do anything I put my mind to. There are many things that I can't do, and I'm like the first to admit that. But building a house, that seems doable. I think I could do that. I won't, because there's so many houses that are already built. So it's like just buy a pre-built house if you got to buy the property anyway. But like if I needed to, I think I could do it. It doesn't look that hard. If you're telling me something and you feel the need to follow up whatever you're saying with some sort of title or certification you've earned, thinking it's gonna make whatever claim you made more valid or credible, don't waste your time. Because immediately credibility out the window. No validity in sight. I don't give a fuck at all. Oh, you're a doctor? Oh, me too. I am too. That's so crazy. Oh my God. No, I went to Harvard, actually. Yeah, I graduated top of my class. I know, it's crazy. I have my diploma right here. I always like keep it nearby just in case of things like, it's right here. You guys know you can say whatever you want on here. Like literally anything. And it's like, there's no background check or fact check. So anyone can be a dietitian on TikTok. It's really not that hard. All you gotta do is say you're one, and that's actually it. It's become such a thing, and I just have to laugh because it is ridiculous. People will make a video and really think like, you know what's really gonna prove my point? I'm gonna tell them what I studied in college before the video. Who gives a shit? I don't care at all. Because guess what, buddy? I studied the same thing, and I went to a better school than you. Got better grades, so suck on that. Oh, you're a nurse? Me too. Yeah, I know. Oh, you're an engineer? Same. So am I. Yeah, it's great. You're forklift certified? I am too. Yeah, you're a teacher? You've been teaching for 10 years? It's so funny you say that because I've been teaching for 11. Yeah, I'm all of it, babe. I'm every woman. And we can go back and forth all day, or one of us, you, could just cut it out right now. Something that I notice people do on this app a lot, that now that I've noticed it, it's hilarious to me and I see it all the fucking time, is people will go viral by making a video saying the most insane shit you have ever heard in your life, okay? And then in the follow-up video, they gaslight you into thinking that what they said was completely normal and you're weird, as if they didn't know exactly what the fuck they were doing to begin with. Like, they'll be like, You think your family's crazy? My aunt is my mom, and my stepbrother is my uncle, and I'm currently pregnant with my grandpa. And then everyone will be like, sorry, no, yeah, can you break that down? Because that's weird as fuck. In the follow-up video, they'll be like, oh, because everyone's so concerned with my family, I guess I'll explain it to you, since I guess you all are just so boring and have miserable lives and hate your own families, you gotta be in my business, I'll tell you. You know that shit is not normal. What do you mean? What, name 5 other people you know pregnant with their own grandpa. The fuck are you talking about? Or they'll be like, only real estheticians know putting rat blood on your clients' faces is the move. Like, real estheticians get it. That feeling when you gotta inject rat blood in the middle of a facial. And then you look at the comments, you see the follow-up video responding to a comment, and she's like, since everybody's so concerned with my personal business and my esthetician's license, I guess I'll just explain to you the science behind it since you're all clearly ignorant. We get it. You're a fucking esthetician. Oh my god, you're also a human being on planet Earth. Like, don't act like that's like a regular thing and just business as usual incorporating fucking rat blood into a facial. Like, please. I know it sounds so niche, but it happens all the time, and I just think it's really funny. So yeah, I don't know what it is, but just imagining me dying is so funny to me. I've worked out all the possible scenarios in my head, and when it comes to possible ways that I could die that aren't funny, I'm coming up with like 1 or 2. Basically anything that Dateline could make an episode out of is where I draw the line. You know, like, I don't laugh at that. But everything else, allow me to be clear though, because I know you guys are really fucking stupid. I'm not saying these ways to die are funny. I'm saying imagining me dying this way is a little funny, yes. Like, dying in a car accident is not funny. Imagining myself dying in a car accident is so unserious. Like, imagining a paramedic while my music in my car is still playing, imagining a paramedic trying to like bring me back to life, like with those things where they like zap you and go clear, like in fucking Charlie St. Cloud. Like, I would actually argue that this is a healthy mindset to have, because I'm not afraid of death. Like, when people talk about how they're afraid of airplanes or afraid of flying, like, I don't relate to that, because in my head it's like, okay, let's just say we do crash, right? That could end one of 2 ways. 1, I survive, that's badass. 2, I die, that's hilarious and a very iconic way to go. The only thing I will say I am a little bit afraid of is dying an embarrassing death, but I can only hope that the people in my life will have my back in the case that happens. Like the way we all had Amelia Earhart's back, right? When she went missing, like, we all know the bitch crashed, right? But we don't say that because we don't want to embarrass her, so we just say we can never find her. That is kind of the support that I would like if that's the case. But yeah, anyway, I hope I don't die after posting this. Although, you know what? If I did, that would be objectively hilarious. Like, if I were to die immediately after making a TikTok about dying, I almost kind of hope it happens. Something that kind of scares me a little bit when I think about it is, like, you know how people will be talking, they'll be like, I'm just fucking insane. And it's like, no, you're obviously not insane, because a truly insane person wouldn't be able to recognize that, which is why I get scared, because I think I am the most normal person on the planet, and every thought that I think, everybody else is thinking. Like, just if it's something I've never heard anybody say, they are just simply keeping it to themselves, and I am speaking on behalf of the people. I am the most level-headed, rational thinking, normal fucking person on the planet, not even close to being like crazy. Like, you see why I'm conflicted. Like, there's just no fucking way. Like, I am literally normal. I am the blueprint for all normal people. Like, I'm different and unique and like alternative. I'm normal, but I'm not a normie. Unless I'm being a normie ironically as a joke and you're just not smart enough to get it. Honestly, like 99.9% of the shit that I do on a daily basis is ironically. Like, a lot of people just don't understand it and they just don't get it. And that's a you problem. You're a fucking idiot. You're stupid and you're fucking crazy bitch. And I just can't relate. So I forget where I was going with this video, to be honest.
Babies love to smack a bag of frozen peas and water.
Well, my 8-month-old loves to shoot the gun that I bought her. So I don't think she would enjoy that at all, actually. Maybe that's just your baby. So I was raised Catholic, so like I went to CCD, I got confirmed, did all that shit, and every once in a while, for some reason, I'll just like randomly think about the story of how the youth pastor at the church where I did CCD, the story of how she lost her virginity. I don't even remember why she told us or how that even like came up. But I literally remember that story more than I remember like losing my own. Basically, she ran away from home, like fully cut off her mom and dad because I guess they were super religious, which like I even remember thinking as a kid, that is dramatic as hell. Like, you didn't need to run away from home. It's like, it's called keeping on the DL. The fuck? People do that all the time. You got people out here fucking around. They don't even tell their wife. And you can't just like shut the fuck up around mom and dad. Anyway, so she runs away from home, stops talking to her parents just to bang the schmuck. And I don't know if this was after like the initial first like deflowering bang or like after they've like done it a couple times, but basically one night just got done doing it. She flees immediately, just makes a beeline for the Catholic Church and goes to confession. And I don't know. I often think about what the fuck was wrong with that man. Like, he didn't even put his socks back on. And she was like, I need to find a priest now. You always hear those stories about people who've like hooked up with or dated somebody who then like immediately came out of the closet. And they'll for some reason take it personally and be like, oh my God, I turned them gay. And it's like, no, sweetheart, they were born gay. It's like weird that you're taking that personally. But I feel like, I don't know, if someone immediately turns to the Catholic Church after like doing it with you, I would definitely take that personally. Talk to any fucking like OD religious person, they went through something that drove them to it. Like, you hear the story of what led them down the path of religious enlightenment, it's fucked up. It'll be like overcoming crack addiction, like a near death car accident, fucking abusive parents, and then her story is banging that guy. Banging that guy was her overcoming crack addiction, her like surviving 9/11, like that. Right, new rule, okay? If you see somebody in my comment section talking shit, just shut the fuck up and support from afar. Don't try to defend me, please. Just stay out of it. Not because I care whether or not you dogpile on that asshole, I don't give a shit about that, but because you're bad at defending. You're not good at it. You're not helpful, not appreciated, not welcome. Someone will literally comment on my videos just calling me ugly, and my own followers will try to defend me by saying something like, yeah, well, she might be fucking hideous, but you have a hideous soul. I might be fucking that's the best you could come up with? That's you defending me? No, you are useless. Both of you go to hell. Me personally, like, I would just never in a million years ever be like vulnerable and like seriously talk about like my life problems online or actually in real life either, because I'm just like nonchalant and I don't give a fuck. But I'm especially not doing that shit online because I would rather kill myself than let my haters see me lose like that. When I see videos like that of people like, I just need to open up and get this off my chest, and they start talking and, you know, it's like sad and shit or whatever. When I see that you made the choice, like you made the conscious decision to add sad instrumental royalty-free background music to that shit, like, okay, no, that's the most unserious thing a person can do. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry your granny's sick or died or whatever, but like all I can see now is Juggles the fucking clown making a balloon animal. Because why did you do that? Why did you recorded that whole video, watched that shit back, and were like, this needs an orchestra. I think this needs some piano. Then you put into the search bar sad background music, because I know you don't know that shit by name, because it's not Beethoven, like it's all generic shit. You typed in sad instrumental background music, listened to a couple, and were like, okay, yeah, that's the one. Like, what? I know what you did because I've done that before as a joke. But the difference is, like, you're being dead ass fucking serious. That's crazy. Okay, is it just me, or in high school did we all hear that story about that one girl who got her nipples pierced and then saw a hair sticking out and pulled it and then pissed, shit her pants, threw up, and passed out? It's not funny, and like that sucks if that actually happened to somebody, but it turns out that the hair was actually a nerve ending that was sticking out, and that's what she pulled, and that's why her like body took a screenshot. Why did we all hear that story? Because I remember hearing that in high school. I was shocked. I was like, this is the craziest thing I'm ever hearing in my life. So naturally I told every single person I knew, and every single person I knew responded with, oh my God, I heard about that happening to somebody too. Why was that? And I even remember telling people in college and then being like, no, I know somebody who that happened to. Why did we all know that one bitch who pulled her nerve ending from her nipple piercing? Why did we all know and hear about her? But actually, that's the other thing, is nobody knew her. Every single person I talked to about this was always 2 degrees of separation from her. It was never a direct contact. I never met a girl who that happened to. I only knew other people who have heard of it. Sound off in the comments if you've heard that story too. You know what? Let me know if it happened to you. If you pulled your nerve ending from your nipple piercing and lived to tell the tale. I was just thinking about how much power the letter O in OK holds, because I feel like a lot of people have it mixed up. They think that it's K that holds all the power, because like technically K can stand alone and mean pretty much the same thing. So it's like maybe the O is dead weight. But what those people are failing to understand is that the O completely determines the vibe. Like the O has power of the vibe, POV. Might not sound like much, but more times than not, that O is the only thing holding a relationship together. You see, if I ask you, hey, is it cool if I use your stapler? And you say, okay, I'm chilling. Like, I'm using that stapler. I'm not thinking a damn thing of it. Like, we're cool. But now if I ask you, hey, is it cool if I use your stapler? And you hit me with the K? I'm confused. I'm a little bit confused, because I feel like if you really took issue with me using the stapler, you would have said no, but you didn't say no, you said K, which does loosely translate to, fine, use a stapler, but you know, kill yourself while you're at it. Like, I'm still gonna use your stapler, but I am really uncomfortable. I'm gonna try to think of more things that have POV, because I know that there are more, but basically it's just like really tiny, random little shit that can make a 180 difference in vibes. I don't even think what I'm about to say even counts as being a hater, because it's just so objectively correct. But I would rather die alone, a bitter, old, miserable hag, alone in a lonely pit of loneliness, than be one of those girls who's just constantly making like half kidding remarks towards their boyfriend who hasn't proposed to them yet, like hinting, like, I'm all for the jokes, you know, like, look who you're talking to. It's just that he never seems like he's in on the joke, and I kind of feel like that's a crucial element in the joke landing. So I'm starting to think it might not be a joke. I need to be getting more from him. He needs to be more in play here, because right now it's just you going on about how you're just always the bridesmaid, and 3 years, still no ring. What's taking so long? Only ring he gave me was ringworm. Am I right? And he looks like he wants to just wring your fucking neck, honestly. Probably texting other women, making their phone ring that he's cheating on you. At that point, bitch, like, you propose. Yeah, why not? You get down on one knee, get Kyler a ring and present it to him. Why is that weird? Why is that less weird than what you're doing? Why do you think what you're doing is better than that? If I saw a woman propose to a man and like give him a diamond ring in public, I would cheer. And I fucking hate public proposals. I usually boo. I would cheer for that though. But if I was in public and I overheard you going on about 3 years and still no ring, I would have to make a phone call that could potentially get me arrested. So, and just something to think about.
I just wanted to know, are there accommodations for people who struggle with time blindness and being on time?
I don't care what anybody says. That's going down in the I don't give a fuck Hall of Fame. Like, that entire video and all the responses deserve an entire exhibition in the I don't give a fuck museum. She pulled up to an interview and was like, yeah, so here's the thing. I'm gonna be late every single day. What are you gonna do about it? And everybody turned against her and was just like, the fuck do you mean time blindness? It's called look at a clock. And she was like, no, you're all a part of the problem. She's actually a queen for that, because I wouldn't even do that. I'm chronically late and I just take the L. I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I'm a piece of shit. I don't know what's wrong with me. I think I got hit in the head at a really young age. You know what, girl, if you're watching this, you need to make merch, okay? You need to make merch. Actually, you know what? Hold on, I got you. I just quickly sketched this, but it's I don't give a fuck a clock with little middle fingers instead of numbers on the clock. If anybody other than her steals this idea, I'll sue the shit out of you, and I'll give a fuck real quick. Oh, you don't even understand this. One time when I was in college, I was waiting for the bus and I had my headphones in, and this camera and mic duo came up to me to ask me questions. And this was like, I want to say 2017, maybe. So they came up to me and they're just like, we're asking students what they're listening to while they wait for the bus. Like, what music are you listening to? Mind you, at the time, I was unironically listening to Cozy by Trisha Paytas featuring Jason Nat. I had a lot of issues back then. I was depressed. I was drinking a lot. Anyway, so I obviously couldn't say that. Like, you could not waterboard that confession out of me at the time. So I'm just standing there, like, just like blank stare. And they're looking at me like this is the most obvious question. Just the sounds coming out of your headphones. Just tell us what it is. But they don't get that I can't, because then I would have to kill myself out of shame. So my brain automatically stops working. This is in spring, so it's chilly out, but it's humid. Like, I can feel the beads of sweat going down my face and like getting in my eyes. I'm just standing there like, I really like Lord. And they're like, no, bitch, you're not understanding. Answer the question. What are you listening to now? I'm just completely ignoring the question. I was just like, you know, I'm a big Nicki Minaj fan, and they're like, what the fuck is wrong with her? I can't even explain to you, it was one of the most uncomfortable moments of my entire life. On a real note though, because I know I said that I would never do this, but actually on some serious shit right now, I genuinely get really upset and cry when I think about how hard it must be for men when their fantasy football team loses. I'm like being dead ass. Like, sometimes I will just sit in my room and sob for hours just thinking about how painful blue balls is. I can't even talk about it right now because it's so heartbreaking to me. Maybe I'm just an empath, so I like feel things differently, but honestly, I cry every single time I see a short man get rejected, even when I'm the one rejecting him. Because it's just fucked up. And Joe Biden's literally done nothing to fix any of these issues. Funny, notice that. Notice how Sleepy Joe has yet to do a single fucking thing about this. Yeah, I don't know. To me, like, this looks peaceful. Like, this is not, it's not giving scary. And you know what else I noticed is that it's really only men who think this shit's scary. Which really actually makes a lot of sense. This is the kind of shit that only men would be afraid of. No one around to listen to you run your mouth and say dumb shit. What a nightmare. Y'all think the back rooms are scary? Let's see a 360 of your bedroom. Yeah, quickly. How are you gonna have rats, roaches, and bed bugs and be afraid of this? Like, you are already living in hell now. Is it the lack of furniture that leads you to believe you're gonna actually have to do some fucking work and build shit? God forbid. Also, it'll be like people on Reddit talking about this shit. Like, don't act like you being by yourself isn't business as fucking usual. Like, this is a regular day for you. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. See, Mr. Popular over here must be so lost without the usual swarm of bitches that follow him around. How could I forget?
The worst thing you can do is show up empty-handed to a dinner party.
And what if I show up to a dinner party with a gun? Somehow I'm still the bad guy. Funny how that is. Actually, on a more serious note, I think the worst thing you can do, worse than showing up empty-handed, is showing up with some bullshit ass, nasty ass, fuckery ass, bullshit inedible food. Like, don't do that. Just show up empty-handed. Because I've seen what I need to see. I've seen the videos. I've read the comments. Like, a lot of you cannot cook. And it's not because you were born after 1995. It's just because you... Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe that's what it is. God bless. Well, I wish I could tell you what they sell at Walmart, but I've never been there. I've never shopped there before. You seem like a Walmart expert, though. I bet you shop there, don't you? Thank you, Felicia. I saw a video on my For You page yesterday of this cat in a grocery store bodega. I don't even fucking know. That was a separate debate in the comments I'm not even gonna get into. This cat was sitting on top of all the fresh produce and goes and sits on top of a pile of kale and takes a piss on it. Yeah, I open up the comments section, and when I tell you motherfuckers were arguing about whether or not that was gross. Arguing over that. No fucking shit. You should wash your fruits and vegetables that you get from the store, because yeah, there is always that what if. Always the possibility that it's been pissed on. But if we can't come together and just all collectively agree on the fact that watching an animal piss on food is objectively disgusting, we're never gonna agree on anything. You know what that's like? That's like if I went to the laundromat with a basket full of dirty, sweaty gym clothes, and some guy walked up to it, dropped his pants, and pissed on it. And then I said, hey, that's gross. Why would you do that? And then everybody in the laundromat turned around and said, you think that's gross? Were you not gonna wash these before wearing them again? Because I think that's gross. I mean, I was. I still don't love the fact that they're soaked in pee. If that's the type of shit that we're gonna argue about, then we're just gonna argue about everything. So you might as well just say and do whatever the fuck you want, because people are gonna always find a problem. And that is why I don't give a fuck. Tell me why I stumbled upon a video today, didn't watch it, didn't need to, saw all that I needed to see with the thumbnail, because on the screen it just said I was in 3 different cults. I'm not trying to be mean or like kick this girl while she's down, because that's clearly a low point. But I just feel like, I don't know, if it were me, if I got myself in 3 different cults, you wouldn't be able to waterboard that confession out of me. I'm taking that shit to the grave. Matter of fact, I might not even make it out of the 3rd cult, because I don't even know if I'd be able to admit it to myself that this fucking bullshit was happening for a 3rd time. I feel like first cult, you know, you're a victim. 2nd cult, kind of a weird coincidence, but you know, maybe you got bad luck. 3rd cult, it's time to reflect. It's time to take some accountability there, because what the fuck are you doing? Like, who are you hanging out with that you got yourself in that nonsense 3 different times? I feel like if it were me, and you know, you have that moment of clarity where you're just like, okay, so this is a cult, right? For the 3rd time, I would just start laughing. I'd just be like, how did this happen again? The fuck? Another cult? I gotta make some changes. Start your own cults at that point. Because I think you like being in a cult. There, I said it. I think that's what's happening here. I think you genuinely enjoy being in a cult.